Hello guys, my name is Junior and today we've got a very special guest today. Today we've got James Sinclair, the CEO of the Party Man Group of Companies. So James, how are you doing?
Hello, my love. How are you?
So James, so let's go straight into it. How do you actually start? How do you actually get out being into business that contribute to your success?
Basically, I found a business that had a hungry audience. I think when you find a business that had a hungry audience, back then people wanted people to do their kids' parties and give their kids a good experience, and there's a big, strong demand for it. I came up with a product that delivered on that, and I solved people's pains by giving them memorable family experiences, and I built that business up, and then I employed people to do parties, started an agency, then opened their own venue, then day nurseries, then farm parks and visitor attractions, and I'm still running that business today. It's called Party Man. I'm extremely proud of it.
Yeah. Okay. So what's been like some of your greatest accomplishment, you would say?
I suppose one of the biggest accomplishments for me is turning a business from going from a solopreneur to an entrepreneur. And what I mean by that is,
Yeah.
when you're in business, usually you're swapping time for money. That's the first stage of business. You know, you're doing billable hours. And I think the first stage for every entrepreneur is once they've got some cash flow, thinking, right, how can I stop swapping time for money? How can I buy more time in? How could I turn this into a performance-based business, a commercially performance-based business that works without me doing the day-to-day? How can I get myself into a mindset of being full-time, growing the business, acquiring businesses, building the business, not running the business, and building a team around me to run it for me? And I suppose we achieved that, and I've got a spectacular team, and I think that to me is probably the greatest achievement of any entrepreneur, is building a team, and one that you can be proud of. And I am proud of the team that we've got and the culture we've got.
So let's touch note on a bit more about the mindset, as what you said. What's the mindset you should have, like when you're actually building a business?
Yeah, the mindset is to make sure you're sacking yourself from every role in the organization. You know, you should not be running your business. You should be growing your business. You should be working yourself up to be just a shareholder of the business. So you start as the everything. You're doing everything. You're wearing every hat in the business. You're the head of operations, sales, marketing, HR, accounts, distribution, and you should be aiming to get rid of all of those roles so that you can be the person that eventually is an owner rather than an operator. And if you have that mindset, now it might take you 10 years to achieve that, 15 years, 20 years to achieve it, but that's what you should be aiming towards, because one day you will exit the business, whether you sell it or you die, or you lose it. There will be an exit. And, you know, I think there's, 50% of businesses fail within 2 years. 80% fail within 5 years, and 95% don't make it to their 10-year anniversary. And I think, you've got to create a scenario where how can you be that 5%? And I think 95% of business owners don't read enough. They don't systemize their business enough. They don't find a hungry audience. They're control freaks of what they've got. They're scared about letting other people come in and help because they don't know how they're going to cash flow it, or they're worried that someone won't do it as good as them. All of these things, and you've just got to work through all of those things and tick them off.
So, like, about team, what are like key people you actually need within your organization to actually build a profitable business, you would say?
Well, I've made loads of videos on my YouTube channel about the 6 key people that you need in your business. My formula for success in business is E plus M equals S. That's entrepreneurship plus management equals success. Being in a manager that can manage the day to day so that you can think about what happens in the next quarter, next year, next 10 years is essential. So finding a manager, a right-hand man or a left-hand lady to run the day-to-day of the business, that's one of your key essential people. Next, you're going to need a bookkeeper, someone that's going to look after the money, manage the money, and you want to get that in-house as soon as possible. Thirdly, you're going to need a marketing implementer. You should be the marketing visionary, but someone that can build your website, make your videos, all of that stuff. So you need a marketing implementer that's going to send out your emails, get all that stuff. You need a PA so that you can get all the menial tasks that are time vampires in your life. Just get rid of those. And once you start assembling these key people, and then eventually you're going to need an amazing finance person, like an accountant. And I always say you should get an accountant working for you before you can afford it, because once they're in, they can really save you some money. And once you've got those essential people, you're off to the races.
Okay. So what would you say has been like your most biggest risk you have ever taken before?
Possibly have is not employing anyone. Most people say it's a risk employing people, but that's a bit, in terms of me, I mean, it's signing millions of pounds worth of personal guarantees. I think a few things have gone wrong, but I've always mitigated as much risk as possible. How do I mitigate as much risk as possible? As I make sure that every decision I make has to fold into the existing empire of the business. There can't be, for example, every business I have, but my latest business that we've opened up is a farm shop. We own a farm park. 200,000 people go to the farm park. Those people are now exiting through our farm shop. So we've got something that, there's instant, pluses for when we start a new business. We open day nurseries on our leisure sites. The leisure sites fill the day nurseries. The day nurseries get the benefit from all of the stuff that the leisure part does, and we share marketing resource. I call this folding into existing empire, or it could be called leverage. If you can leverage whatever you've got, leverage your knowledge, leverage your team, leverage your equity, leverage your money, leverage the work that you do, leverage your systems and processes. Wherever leverage and folding into existing empire happens, you de-risk what you do.
Brilliant. So how do you continue to learn and grow and develop your mindset as a
You've got to constantly, the more you learn, the more you earn. I always say to business owners, you should be going through a process of what I call R&R, refresh and remind. I'm reading books, and all the time. I'm always reading books. I've watched videos on YouTube, listen to podcasts. I go to seminars myself, and I'm usually told stuff that I already know, but I'm reminded and refreshed of the stuff that I know that works, to bring stuff that we all know from back of mind through to front of mind, so that we become an implementer again. And that's another way of de-risking your business is, everyone's got the ideas, but who's implementing? Implementation is the key. Also, another way of de-risking your business is remember that you have to constantly innovate your business, even when you're top of your game. If you don't innovate your business will evaporate. If you don't innovate, you're going to evaporate. So that there are no, but I never stop learning, and I think it's really important that you do.
So what book have you read that contribute to your success, you would say?
Oh my God, so many. Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson. How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis, all of Dan Kennedy's stuff, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the story and Nike, brilliant. That's a fabulous book. I've read all 3 of my books. Little plug there. I mean, there's just so many great books. I've just read Ride of a Lifetime by Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney. Some super duper stuff in there. I never stop reading, and I think that's really helped me to grow my business.
So do you look up to anyone for inspiration?
Yeah, Richard Branson is still one of my big favorite entrepreneurs, because dyslexic guy, built an amazing organization because he knew the power of building a team around him, and he didn't worry about how he was going to pay for it. He just went out there and implemented, and so he's a huge inspiration to me. Other business owner friends are huge inspirations to me. Hopefully that answers that question.
Okay, I see a bit on a bit of challenge, like the £1 Million Business Challenge. You want to tell us a bit more about that? Yeah.
So Boxing Day this year, we've done the £1 Million Property Challenge. This year, we're doing the £1 Million Business Challenge to build a £1 million revenue business from scratch in 12 months. And that's our farm shop. We're documenting that story. We've put it out that we're doing it on YouTube. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Build a £1 million business from scratch in a pandemic, in a recession, and we're documenting that story as we go.
Okay,
Now come out Boxing Day, 7 o'clock.
Okay. So lastly, I just want to ask you, James, how can people actually reach out to you and get connected to you?
Yeah, so on my website, get all my books, The Millionaire Clown, Getting Customers, The Experience Business, get them for free at the moment. Just pay the post and packaging. How do you get that? You go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and you can listen to my podcast. It's called James Sinclair's Business Broadcast, where I coach business owners on their challenges and how they can overcome them. Go and check that out. And my YouTube channel, just go onto YouTube, type James Sinclair, 450 plus videos to help grow your business.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, James. Thank you very much for your time. And yeah,